Scott. Yes, I wish it was who we were looking for. It is not Tingana. One of the other vehicles out and about with guests has been kind enough to find us this beautiful leopard. To me, it looks like a female, possibly a young male. It's lying down, but it's definitely not Tingana. We're now at Treehouse Dam. So my decision in doing this was we spent a good hour trying to relocate Tingana for everybody. And I was determined today to show everyone a leopard. I also wanted to see a leopard. I got to see Tingana. He was not nice enough to show himself to you all, but here we are. We have a leopard. So birds, trees, reptiles, plants, everything is amazing, bookies, but we've been a little bit lacking with the cat side, so yeah, we needed this one. Now, when I'm going to go with female for now, just from the size. When she turns her head again, or possibly when we can reposition, what I would like to do is I would like for you all to help me ID her, because remember, some of these cats in the Djuma area I know well, and some I don't. We are being instructed to just move a little bit, so just stick with me, don't go anywhere, and we will get a good look on her face, and you all can help with the ID process. It's a shame that our elementary school is still not with us, but maybe they'll watch the rest of our show later when they get home from school. Don't forget, we are interactive, so if you all want to send me questions, hashtag Safari Live on the Twitter or the YouTube chat, you can send me questions through there. I'm sorry, Lou, my Game Drive channel came through halfway through. Repeat for me, please. Okay, perfect. Yes, sorry, Lou. Can you just repeat your question for take care for me, please? Why are the inside of the ears not spotted? That is, oh gosh, moeder. Oh gosh, shame. I'm so excited right now. You know what? I would actually hazard a guess that this might be Shadow's Montuan. This is a tiny little leopard, but just stand by for me. Why are the inner ears not spotted as well? It's a good question. So what you'll notice with the back end of the ears as well as the inside of the ears, they're a similar stable color, especially when cats are hunting or being followed through, hunting together or being followed by youngsters through the thick bush. They need more of a stable pattern as opposed to a rosetted pattern. But look, this is just conjecture. Your thoughts on why that is could be anything. It's like, why does a water buck have a circle on its bum? Nature decided to put a circle on the bum. For me, it is part of the camouflage, and it does have a little bit to do with the other things that we talked about. It's an interesting question. I'd be interested to know what you think. Are you talking to me? No. Oh, sorry. I was like, yes. Sorry, Lou. I thought one of the other vehicles was chatting with me with me quickly. I just misunderstood. Can you just say that question again? So James, Liz, and Ali, yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that one. It's really hard for me to show you size comparisons with the TV, but for me, this looks like a small youngster. And Shadow's juvenile is about 10 months old, if I'm correct. You can triple check me on that one, and so that's why I would say that. That's what I was thinking, just from her size, but to be fair, I haven't seen her personally. We've got another Game Drive vehicle that's next to us who's also asking me a couple questions. I thought he was chatting with me earlier. It's one of those things when we're here, he found the sighting for us. He found her for us. And that, combined with the fact that we love to keep our good relations with everybody, and everybody's guests, our guests, they're all important. It also has to do with habituating the animal. So when we talk, like we were just talking now, it allows for the animal to also get a good idea of different timbres of voices and sounds of voices. So I'm just instructing another vehicle to come around the other side of the dam the way that we did. Yes, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous little leopard. I am really excited. It is a leopard. I'm not just excited for showing it to you all, but remember, because some of these leopards are new for me, leopards are extremely interesting. I know Tristan really loves a leopard. I think most guides love a leopard. And so this is just super special. I just want to move forward a little bit more. I want to make sure that everybody has space. Remember, we, in open areas here where we are, we allow 3 vehicles. And I just want to make sure that all of the guests have as much of a view as we all have. We're very lucky. Again, like I talked about earlier, our vehicle is really short. We can fit into a small area, and then also it's just myself and Jean-Dre on the vehicle, so we can compress our area. It's just the camera that needs to be able to see for you all, so we make sure that we give lots of space for everybody. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go with Shadow's cub. I don't know if you all noticed as well how pink her nose was when she turned around. I have seen female leopards this size, but again, that is in areas where they tend to be smaller in size. This is not a full-grown leopard by any means, but something that's very interesting that I want to point out here is that I have been previously told that Shadow's youngster is quite a nervous youngster when she's on her own, and this youngster has had 1 vehicle find her, 2 other vehicles approach the sighting, allowed us to move within the sighting, a 4th vehicle, the first vehicle left, the 4th vehicle has now come in, and she hasn't moved much. She's listening, she's watching, but she's not perturbed in any way. It's a very interesting scenario. So obviously the older she gets, the happier she is within her environment. And also if her mom, whose shadow I have not seen yet, if her mom is relaxed with us, she will also be relaxed with us. It's very, very few and far between that you get juvenile leopards of this age with relaxed parents who are not relaxed. James Richard, thank you so much. So yeah, about 11 months now, James. Are we in November now? Thank you for the confirmation on that. It's always nice to know when your gut instinct gives you the correct instinct. It's also nice to, first off, see her again, but it's also nice to see that she is proving to be quite a relaxed cat, at least for now, at least for our sighting. Thus far, I have not heard too many other people interested in the sighting other than the ones that are here. I am going to stick with her as long as we possibly can. She's just too beautiful not to be with. James Richard, I actually have a question for you since I'm new to Safari Live. When you all do your IDs, I'm assuming it's with screenshots, which portion of the leopards are you looking at? Are you doing the spot pattern above the whisker line? Are you also doing unique marks above the eye? How are you all working within your forums to determine your IDs? One of the reasons why I asked this question is guides have different ways of doing it, and I've done leopard research before and also had researchers do it a little bit different. So I'd be keen to know what features you all use to define for your ID kits. Francis from Israel, you're wondering if this cub has left her mother yet. Francis from Israel, usually what happens with a female cub usually leaves its mom between 14 and 18 months, depending. It's usually closer to 18 months. And then the male cubs usually leave their mom around 2 years. I've seen sets of cubs, male, female, leave at 2. I've seen them both leave together a little bit earlier. Usually the mom hangs on to her male cubs just a little bit longer, because he's the one that's going to go farther and push her genetics a little bit farther. So this female being 10, let's say 11 months now, has not left mom, but mom is not always going to be with her. She doesn't need mom as much as she needed mom when she was 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. She is tiny, but it would not surprise me if she's able to kill scrub hare, small impala, and things by herself. I worked with a leopard when I was doing research who was 13 months old, 12 months old, whose mother died. We actually thought he was going to pass away. And he managed to figure out how to kill warthog early on, and he was little, and I'm talking big warthog, and he managed to survive. It was really incredible. It doesn't always happen that way, but he beat the odds. I think the instinct to survive is quite strong. And also, as we know, especially for viewers that have been watching a really long time, personalities with leopards in particular are very apparent. I mean, you can see her little personality now already. She's basically ignoring us. She's listening to the wind. She's probably thinking, Noelle, be quiet for a bit. There she is. There she's like, yeah, Noelle, stop talking. Hello, Rose. You're wondering if she's old enough to hunt her own food now. It depends on what her personal skills are. In general, Ella Rose, the answer is going to be no, but it's not a hard no. She will be able to catch baby mice. She'll try with insects. Sorry, guys. She's going to go down to the dam. But look, Ella Rose, if she's capable individually, she will be able to do things that we can't necessarily say. We are guesstimating here because we can't spend as much time with her, and I've seen leopards do amazing things from many different ages. So I'm gonna say possibly, depending on the size, as my final answer. There's the back of her ears like we were talking about. Just confirm there, Lou Willem. Oh, Philip. Sorry, Lou. Sorry, Philip. Yeah, Philip, that's for me. That's the one that I use the most. That is unique, as you would know, per individual leopard. I forgot to bring a pen with me today, but I will draw you guys. Please remind me tomorrow. I will draw you all how I was taught to ID leopards with those with those spot patterning. Or Philip, if you wouldn't mind, I don't know if one of your forums, if you want to put up a photo where you've got a little bit of the ID work done on there, and then we can generate a discussion off of that. That would be super interesting. You all can get a better idea now. Oh, sorry, Jandre. A better discussion around those whisker patterns. I just want to go back to her quickly. I want you all to see in relation to these stumps how small she is. Can you see that now? Can you also see around her neck and around her legs? She's quite fuzzy. Those are other indicators of how little she is. Shame. I'm in love. I want to smush her face. Liz, you're saying you use the ones above their eyes and on their cheeks. Liz, I'm not quite sure. On their cheeks, do you mean above the pattern here, or do you mean over here? I would, in conjunction, use what you were just talking about with the other ones as well. Jandre, can we get this shot, or do I need to move? Beautiful. But again, remember, it's all individual preference. The reason why I choose what Philip chooses is, one, that's how I was taught by the researcher, but then two, it's because those are unchanging, and I've seen with the ones above the eyes, especially if something happens, they can be rubbed off. Not rubbed off, that's the wrong word. Chandra, what's my word? Altered with scars and things like that. But that being said as well, I have a lot of colleagues who I hold in great esteem who use those that same way that you do, list with the above the eyes, not so much as with the cheeks. Ooh, something that gets me just as excited as this little leopard is what Taylor has up in the Mara. She has bat-eared fox. It's not something I get to see very often. It's pretty amazing. let's head back up that way. Oh, if you can spy the little leopard with your little eye. Chandra, you're actually being quite cheeky, I'm not gonna lie. Sorry guys. So because this sighting is stable, we wanted to have a little fun with you all. We've had such a beautiful sighting. So we are going to direct you towards the beautiful Shadows cubs. It's really juvenile, but to Shadows juvenile, just hidden amongst some brush packing. So can we spy her yet? Spy her yet? Fab. So as far as screenshots go, when she picks her tail up a little bit and then puts her ears forward, that's what, there we go. That's when I would take my screenshot. I would really like if she went back up on the dam wall and then we could do a silhouette shot. So we were chatting with FC during, when you all were with James, and Lou and I were chatting, and she was just asking a bit about Shadow's youngster here. And I was saying that I think that one of the reasons why Shadow's youngster is as calm as she is right now, after having heard various different stories about how she is not necessarily good on her own, I don't think Mum's very far. I also commented with Lou that when she was walking down to the water hole, you can actually see it now the way she's laying, her belly's quite full. Not full as in they have a kill right this second, but full as in they've definitely been eating. So I think those things combined means that if we just sit here and wait, we're going to get something good happening. Everyone else has left. We had some great other guides and guests with us in the sighting. They all enjoyed, they all took photos, but also they're here for a very limited time. Sometimes 2 nights, sometimes 3 nights, sometimes maybe a week. Sometimes people only come for a night. It just depends on what their schedule is and what they can afford. For us, we're really lucky. We live here and then get to show you everything that we can see twice a day, every single day, and you get to see it live. So we've parked off in a bush in the shade with a good visual, and we're not going to go anywhere. Sinak's wondering if she would be able to catch terrapins. Sinak, if she has no aversion to water, then yeah, she probably could catch a terrapin. No problem. I don't know if she'd be able to get into their shell. A friend of mine that works in the Timbavati watched a male leopard that was a little bit older than this who liked to dive into the water and catch fish, but the sister from the same letter refused to go into the water like that. I've seen leopards catching crocodiles. I've seen them do all sorts of funny things. So if her personality suits for the terrapin, then yeah, it could definitely happen. Sinak, have you seen on the show leopards catching terrapins? Or is it just something that you're hoping to see? Jandre's shaking his head. Yes, you have seen leopards catching terrapins. That's very cool. It's not something I've seen yet. I'm going to have to add that to my list. James has something that our Shadow's youngster would like to eat. We're going to head over to him, and then we're staying here. So the collective noun for leopards is a leap of leopards. Usually the collective noun means you have them all at once in one spot. But however, we have one here at Treehouse Dam. We had Tundi over with James, other side of Djuma, I'm not quite sure where he is, and then up with Scott. So Safari Live has a leap of leopard at the moment. So something really funny happened while you all were visiting the other presenters. Another vehicle came up to the sighting, and one of the guests in the car, I apologize for not being on the Game Drive radio because we had been live, and one of the guests in the car said, "Please don't worry, I watch your show every day from Cyprus." So Kiri from Cyprus is visiting the Sabi Sands, and he just wanted to say hello to Nicholas, his 14-year-old son, who watches with him. And it's a tickle me pink moment, because obviously I get my questions from you all through FC, and then you can hear it. But then to meet a viewer and be able to engage with the viewer physically one-on-one was really fun. And then we're sitting in this leopard sighting with Shadow's youngster together. Yeah, it was good. It was very good. So Shadow's youngster saw an impala. started to stalk the impala, not to kill the impala, but obviously her instincts are there, and then got a little bit nervous and just peered over the damn wall. And then she went up and down. Then she posed nicely for some photographs. And then now, as you saw, she's just laying in the shade. We are going to stick with her for as long as we possibly can. I know that Scott's Leopard was doing some amazing scent marking. And then I think the update that I got from Lou at FC was that James has Tundi. And I think that is absolutely incredible. I am still convinced that Shadow is actually here somewhere. She's probably just taking a rest from her youngster. I don't think she's here as in she's 10 meters, because then the youngster would be with her, but I think she's in the general vicinity, sort of 500 meters, maybe a kilometer. I don't think she's very far. And then obviously the cooler it gets, the more this little one's going to start moving around. And I still can't get over the cuteness factor. Anything small is cute. I am also a girl, so I tend to like really cute things, but this is a cute little leopard. Oh, Jeandre, you had mentioned earlier, obviously Jeandre and I chat along the way. He is my cameraman. We had been talking with the schools earlier, not just about habitats, but about camouflage. So we did our I Spy, but if you have a look at the way that her back, the way that the rosettes come through and how they meld into the color of the soil, it is very, very, very easy for this leopard to camouflage. And with Jeandre's expert camera work, I mean, look, we know she's there because we just panned out. But if that was your first view, it's not necessarily going to catch your full eye. Spur falls going there. Notice how every little sound, every little movement, she turns her head, she turns her ears, and then she also twitches her tail just a bit. I believe the viewer asking, do cats have communications with their tails too, is cat moi, but Lou, if I've said that wrong, you can let me know. Yeah, they do have communication with their tail. Yeah, Lou, I'm so sorry. There's something, my comms are being silly. Chat noir, I think we're trying to say. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering it. Please excuse me. Yeah, and humans do the same thing. So an eye twitch, a shoulder twitch. If you're feeling relaxed, you're going to be in an open posture. If you're feeling tense, you're going to be in a tense posture. Anything on an animal's body is going to do the same. So yeah, they definitely communicate with their tails. And so, for instance, you'll notice with someone that might be agitated or titchy, they might shake their leg or they might tap their fingers like this. She's interested, so she's twitching her tail. And then the type of twitching depends on how interested she is. So for instance, her mom, if her mom had tried to hunt and then the impala, she had failed, and then the impala are all snorting at her, her tail would curl up and around in a huge curl, and she would move it in annoyance. So yeah, there's definite visual communications with that tail. Like, see, now it's silent. And there's no movement. If you have a pet cat at home, they do the same thing with their tails. Shelley, good question. What are the largest prey species leopards are known to take down? Now remember, just like humans, leopards are individuals. So I can say what the books say, which is leopards take small to medium prey, but I know male leopards that take out giraffe. A small to medium giraffe. I used to work with a leopard whose name was Bumba Nyati, which means kill buffalo, and he took down small to medium-sized buffalo. You cannot generalize. You can't generalize with lion, you can't generalize with leopard. Everything is different. And they also, with predators, 85% of a predator's diet is going to be one, sometimes two species. Another 15% is going to be another, maybe two, sometimes three. Sometimes 100% of a predator's diet is one species. And that's all dependent on individual area, resources available, and also learned behavior. So it's a huge gray area. So me personally, the biggest I've ever seen a leopard take down. This male leopard was well over 90 kilograms, probably closer to 95, was I think it was about a 1.5-year-old buffalo. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. And then a friend of mine that works in the southern side of the sands, when I hadn't seen leopard in about 2 weeks, and he knew this, so he sent me a photo of a big male leopard taking out a 1-month-old giraffe and then hoisting it in a tree. It was very incredible. I feel like she's used all of her energy earlier when it was warm. Now she's tired. All right, flat cat. Let's go to James, who potentially has Tundi's den site, which is super exciting. Let's head over that way. All that I can equate this to is if any of you have toddlers out there, when your toddlers have those moments where they're just full of energy and then all of a sudden it's gone. That's what's happened here. This little leopard has been so interested in everything, and there's been vehicles viewing her, and now she's tired. So normally she should be, if she was an adult, she would be sort of waking up now, stretching, moving, but no, she's done. She's twitching. I don't know if you saw that there. There she goes. She's twitching her little paw in the front. She's having dreams. Oh, hysterical. Lou says little leopard dreams. Lazy leopard. We were doing alliterations. Lazy leopard lullabies. There's our alliteration for this. Well done. Okay, well, I was really hoping that Mum would show up, and I was hoping that we would get a little more action of her, but I think we've had an extremely decent sighting. So I just want to check around the area for the little bit of time we have left, if everybody is okay with that. That's kind of what I'm feeling at the moment. And we will leave her to her nighttime escapades.